hello.
Hi, hi.
Honestly, with the past sessions we have had, maybe calming it down might be the best course of action.
It's field day. It's just Loon obsessively attached to Uzbeka. Mommy? I love Oh, Nor. I thought one of us wrote it down. I just have up Uzbeka, because clearly.
I have Captain Torog of the Two-Footed Sting and Captain Menkra of the Warm Apple's Birth. That's the two that I was able to write down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Captain, are you going to jokingly say to Ozbeka's leg, or where are we gonna go?
A joke?
yeah. I was almost just expecting that response.
No. No, please. Please notice me.
Admire from afar.
Please, I'm 10. I require I require attention. I am but a toddler.
Maybe in ardent years, but you were no ardent.
I'm gonna turn to the crew and dismiss them. Let them explore the glitter crest. I'm sure
All
there's
right,
much
Captain.
that they can find out and about the mini ships. And I'm gonna go straight to the apothecary.
To the
Meow.
root and keel where the medical section was.
Yes. I go up to the captain, do a polite bow, and introduce myself. Hello, I am Captain Lunarl. We just um, came to the Glitter Crest. I was hoping to inquire about any type of medicine I could use. I have three uh, sailors that we've come across, one that's badly sunburnt, and a couple who are a little bit of everything. They're currently aboard my ship, Scylla's Lullaby. Yes, please follow me.
Weird. Yeah. Apparently I didn't unmute myself.
Oh no.
Weird. I definitely did, but I must have muted my. I probably hit it on my mouse.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Um. But yeah. So he nods and grabs one of the other crew members to go and aid the several wounded you have aboard the Scylla's Lullaby. While you do that, I guess. Briars, was there anything you looking to do?
He was most likely gonna head over to the cantina, the weathered sap shell.
Mm-hmm. So, heading over to the weathered sap shell. Um, it's a interesting ship again. Decorated in a multitude of trophies, but nothing large. Um, Probably mostly earned just from simply cooking whatever was in or on or under chitons and bones that decorate around the ship. Um, this is what I don't have the captain's name for. That dude. Bum, bum. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, yeah. So you show up. I mean, it's lively here. Um, People running back and forth, going from ship to ship, either coming or going with chunks of food or supplies. This ship is a little stouter than some of the others. You can tell that the lower sections are a bit more bulbous, almost as if it was designed specifically for holding an extended amount of cargo. The smell of food is very pungent here too. You can hear the sizzling of a couple of chem stoves, as well as a couple of firebugs seem to have been tamed and are being used to broil some different concoctions and foods and stews. There also, in the middle, is a small garden grown.
Neat.
What do the crew come over to you, wiping some blood and chunks off on a butcher's like cloak or apron? What can I do for you? Looking for food? Trade?
It could lead into trade. Mainly looking to talk to someone who might know anything about hunting some rather large beasts.
Oh, well, if you look for knowledge in hunting beasts, honestly, one of the outer ships would be more your premise. That be looking for. I think I saw Captain Torog had met you.
Yes.
His ship, the two-footed Sting, is one of our primary combative and hunting vessels. So he's probably not a horrible choice to interact with personally. Lots of stories from him, though. Bit of a stoic man, and a little intimidating at times. Outside of that, I know Captain Now of the Wiregeist. That crew has some stories. They've ventured to and fro. That might not be a horrible place to go if you're especially looking for information about things. But honestly, most of the crew here are cooks, we mainly focus on hunting smaller things. So I guess at that point I could help you if you're looking, if you want to learn how to cook something personally. I don't know
think
where the
another one
captain
of my
is.
crew would like that.
Looks around then. Well, if you don't need anything directly from me, I do have to finish butchering, but I'll be below deck, and name's Clacker, and I guess call for me if you need me.
Will do. Thanks for the help.
He nods, turns around. On his back, you can see strapped a fairly decently sized, like, butcher knife. Made of a kind of sleek, blackish stone.
It's new.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you go to cantinas. They have info.
I guess, yeah.
So I guess Torog might be the next best person to talk to.
So it seems. As you're kind of wandering ship to ship, crossing some of the connecting gangways and planks, a series of flares go up. A series of green, blue, followed by a yellow that veers pretty sharply off to the west. And on that note, a multitude of horns and sounds blare from a couple of the connecting ships, as well as a much louder one from Glitter Crest itself, as it begins to turn towards the west.
I may not know signaling, but green, blue is what we saw when coming in. Must be another ship.
Lunaro, having escorted the doctor back to the Scylla's lullaby, was there anything specific you wanted to do with them, or now that you've brought them there, leave them to their job?
I want them to take care of the rescued sailors first, but then of course I'm gonna pick their brain while they're doing it. I'm gonna hover very obnoxiously.
Try to pick up some skills.
The thirst for alchemical knowledge is incessant.
Yeah, you begin. It's a pretty, honestly, normal procedure. It's mainly just a physical checkup. At least of these ones. Outside of cuts and bruises, nothing major. And obviously the more mental traumas. The doctor kind of just looks him over, and it's not much I can do for these two, but see what happens. Hey, Bear.
I gotta go get Bear. Give me 1 second.
Doggo's got a dog.
Yep, Doggo's got a dog. Oh, good times, good times. I was curious why I know her dog's name is because she lives 2 minutes from us. Regulars at the shop. Yeah. Well, she's
Hanson in here like he did a whole bunch of good things.
So yeah, the doctor mainly does patchwork. he doesn't seem too bothered by your nosiness. It is actually the aide that he brought him that's a little put off by your constant like staring.
Flitting
And-
about.
right. Um,
So they couldn't do anything for the two rescued. What about the severely sunburnt?
yeah. So they didn't do nothing. It was just most of their injuries are combat injuries, so they're bandaged and cleaned, but nothing outside of that can really be done. Most of their injuries are unfortunately traumatic and mental. As for the captain of the ship that you had saved, who I don't think I named him either. Did I name him?
You did name him. He is on our notes. Captain Chom.
Chum, that's right. That's
Chom.
Captain Chum. Oh, no. Only just.
And we also have the Ardent and the Mothrin.
Yes.
The other two, yeah.
Those were the two that were being taken care of. Chum. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, its tactic basically kind of mashes up a chemical paste, and begins to kind of spread it around. He does use some of the supplies in the isolation room, the couple of sitting around, to aid in making it a little bit faster. Not common, I find, such medical equipment aboard ships. It is nice to have.
You'll see that we stock the ship quite full. I was hoping throughout our travels that we would be focusing on rescue. So I figured a well-stocked medical bay would be pretty necessary.
That is a noble cause, a dangerous one at that. The Verdant's seas are very unwelcoming to the kind souls. Says, Moldova's arms are simply just lathering and turning Chom to and fro. Chom definitely looks uncomfortable.
He's just like spinning him.
Basically, the Arden is. Oh, sorry, not that. The Zokre is very much not. Like, his attention isn't fully on the patient. He seems pretty nonchalant.
Can you tell me of what you're using on Captain Chom here?
It is a healing balm for the skin and outer layers, so that his flesh does not rot from his bones.
Seems quite helpful.
Well, outside of food and hydration, there again little I can do for burns such as these. Salves, wrappings, daily changings of bandage.
Yes, sir. We'll make sure he stays upon that. Would you mind if I came to visit the Root and Keel later and inquire about some more knowledge you might be willing to share?
All are welcome aboard the ships of the Glitter Crest. Do not disturb the work. But yes, you may visit again.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Captain.
The title of Doctor is much more fitting.
Of course. Thank you, Doctor.
Nods. Finishing up, wrapping up the more severe sunburns and leaving Chom and again rather uncomfortable. Doctor, it's Dick. Begins to leave and he turns and you stay aboard the ship. Take care of the patients. That's to his to the aide that come across. They simply nods and looks to you, Loon.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ardent, by the way, person. After a little moment of mildly awkward silence, he kind of nods and I guess I'm staying here for a bit.
Welcome aboard Scylla's Lullaby. I am Captain Lunarl.
Surgeon Ozzy.
Welcome, Surgeon Ozzy.
Just Ozzy. Sorry, surgeon's a title.
Well, welcome, Ozzy. Please make yourself at home while you're aboard, and thank you so much for your assistance.
Captain says is captain's orders. A place I could bunk up.
Great question.
I mean, there's probably cots somewhere. You guys sleep on this ship, so
I don't think it's ever actually been addressed where the sleeping quarters are on the ship.
With it being a rescue vehicle, I assume that we have a general place for people to be.
yeah. I would assume you have a couple of spare, though probably not lavish rooms.
Cool. Yeah, I shall lead him over to the rooms on the ship.
I mean, it's not big. It's like a 6x8 room. It's not big. It fits a cot and a shelf. He just kind of nods and puts his stuff down in there.
Please make yourself home in this cabin. We have a char who is quite handy upon the ship, Little Pot. If you need any food or even ingredients for anything, he might be the one to ask.
Fair. Honestly, I'd probably just yeah, fair. He nods and kind of sits down, kind of sitting around now. All right. Bryce. Where are you heading off to?
Well, I guess he's heading back to the two-footed Sting, which, if I remember correctly, is the one right next to our ship.
Yes. The two-footed Sting and the Worm's Appleworth are the two ships attached to the Scylla's Lullaby.
Yep. That is where I am going.
All right. You end up there. A lot of the crew are busy hauling like wood and branches that have been cleaved from recent ventures out. You can see someone down on the side on some rigging, checking on the outer parts of the ship. The two-footed Sting has a series of larger trophies. Definitely signs of very successful hunts. There's a lot of pelts and chitons laying around. You find Captain uh, Torarg's up on the helm. A fairly open space, simply a like a tarp covering over the helm itself to keep sun and rain away. He looks to you, just gives a brief nod.
Asbars nods back. Captain Tarog, do you have a moment to spare?
I have few moments. As one of the watch ships, it's my duty to keep ever vigilant.
Perfectly fair, then I'll try to make this at least partially brief to begin with. Is there anyone in here that I might be able to talk to about hunting some larger prey?
He looks to you, minorly like, it's a little bit of a look of like annoyance almost. um, yes, my entire crew, my crew of the Dragon's Screw, crew of the Bladed Charm, crew of the Heartseeker. Not many people aboard the Good you couldn't ask about a hunt. Is there something specific?
I have a beast that I need to settle a score with.
Yes, like many on the open seas.
A large white iron jaw ray.
Ah, Stormbringer, hmm?
Yes.
Well, what are you seeking here to ask about? Obviously, you know the beast.
If there's any particular good ways of hunting the thing.
Well, depending on the size of the iron jaw, shoot it. Cables to bring it down low. And last I've brought down an iron jaw, mounting up and climbing the beast is a great way to get close in for a clean kill.
I'm definitely going to need a much larger thing to bring this down.
Recommend multiple crews.
That would be the best option.
Agreed.
I've seen this beast exactly twice. First one, it knocked me off the ship that I was on, and I never saw my crew again. Last time was just in that storm that passed.
Ah. Came through that shitstorm, huh?
Yes.
Pretty rough.
It was. We saved 2 of them from the ship that we passed by. From what I've heard, the other 2 gone. Flash of lightning and poof, holes in the ship.
Very common, a story told in the seas. As you speak, another series of flares go up into the sky. Again, another series of green-blue, followed by a yellow flare that shifts sharply more towards the northwest. Rest begins to shift. A series of horns flared in the middle of your sentence. Tararg's pulls on a cord and also blares out a loud horn in response to the others, it seems. Now then, as I said, I have little time for a continuous conversation.
I do thank you for your time. I will let you continue.
Further questions? Bring it up with my first mate, Anska. She is irritable, but her experiences aren't far off from my own.
Keep that in mind. As I will head back to the main ship, or the Sills Lullaby, I should say.
Okay. Back to the Sills a little.
Yep.
Loon, is there other things you wish to do?
Yes. Since I'm on the ship, I'm hoping to get some of the final lines main research done.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can spend time doing that for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right, so you using up the last of that specimen. Reason for your research again?
You didn't tell me. I just I'm sorry. The reason was just to see if there's any properties I could harvest from it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, lion's mane are aggressive predatory plants. From them, you're likely to get things, pheromone. Specifically, so I will give you. So, I guess you weren't really. Yeah, I mean, so you from the research, you kind of understand that mixing lion's mane components, at least the petals themselves, might lead to concocting something of a more pungent and aggressive nature than its natural state.
Oh, hell yeah. More stink bombs?
So, I mean, whether it's mixed with that or other things, whatever you are making might be uh, more aggressive in its base
Okay.
stats, I guess.
Okay.
So, mixing with a healing salve might more aggressively force the body's healing nature. With potential side effects? Who knows? Depends what you mix it with.
So it has the ability to make things a little bit more potent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a wild amplification of whatever it is, it seems.
Ooh, delicious. All right. Sounds good. In my research, do I gain anything else? Any specimens, whispers, charts?
I mean, so you weren't specifically trying to get a whisper out of it,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not going to give you a whisper. And then it used a specimen to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so, and yeah, that's the one thing to also definitely note is you guys can turn just about anything into a whisper. say you're doing so, and take the appropriate time to do so. And then in terms of charts are from you making them like they're for the area around you. And make a chart, you would take time to map the nearby area.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's one of the roles that we can set up during exploration.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can set it up at any point in time, really, but
That too.
So you're welcome to delete the track for the. Is there anything else you were looking to do? Either one of you.
Not for this night. I'll probably leave some for the next day.
Okay.
Most Briars is just gonna see if there's anything else on the ship that he can help with, if any.
I mean, yeah, there's work around. One of the things is definitely the ship has taken some damage. Kokaza is already kind of getting to it, but you're welcome to attempt to aid in fixing the ship if need be. It is still spewing a blackened steam and smoke.
I unfortunately have no points in rattle, and I believe if I possibly break the ship anymore, Kokaza might start hitting me with wrenches.
Fair. Yeah, people, it is fairly common that throughout the day, people have been kind of coming and going with Sil's Lullaby, looking around. Both of you on a fairly regular occasion hear some kind of scoffing remarks at the, okay, some about how unarmed the ship seems. People are a little concerned about whether the Sil's Lullaby is a good fit to be around the Glitter Crest. No one openly causes any issues, but there's some concern that with the Glitter Crest not being a hunting or combative vessel, people just a little wondering how you guys are gonna get anything done. Later in the evening, you hear the sound of bell ringing out, specifically from heel and and a bunch of people begin to shift towards inner ships.
Seems to be a meeting.
Seems to be. Are you all interested in joining, or would you like to stay aboard?
Oh, I'm going.
Okay.
Well, guess I'm tagging along.
Alright, the two of you tag along. There's not a lot of people. It seems mostly it's captains, first mates, and the couple crew here and there have wandered over to see what's going on. First mate of the fleet, Beck, stands on a box. Speaks up. As some of you have seen and heard, we have changed course from our previous destination. We have seen we've seen trails and signs of a hunting herd shifted towards them to, well, hunt. Won't arrive there for, it seems to be about 2 days travel, but we are slowly gaining on them. Captain Uzbeka has informed me to inform all of you that it is time for another celebration of the hunt. Ready your crews, ready your weapons. You all know how power works here on the Bitter Crest. Greatest beast killed, greatest powers gained. Good luck to all of you. Safe sailings for all. There's chanting and cheering and jabs to and fro. A lot of the crews begin to immediately begin to run around and prep things. The outer ships, a lot of them. You see crates of ammunitions and weapons being drug up from below decks, in boxes and tables and things being shifted and moved away and replaced with, actually, wartime equivalent. Though no one seems to know exactly what is being hunted. Everyone seems to be very excited about the prospect of hunting. What do you guys do? Captain Turog is talking to some members of a different crew. He's discussing exchanging armaments and ammunitions.
So, are we going to stay and hunt? Or are we going to be leaving before that takes place?
I will be keeping Scylla's lullaby aboard the Glitter Crest during the hunt. Whether or not I participate in the hunt is different. The crew is welcome. I might just aid in any like essentially aid the rune keel during the hunt.
Noted. Noted. I might get some of the reserve bolts up.
Don't forget, you guys can also trade with crews among the different ships that are looking for or wanting. Also, don't forget, you can exchange cargo, put new fittings or crew or anything on the Scylla's Lullaby.
We do have an entire crate of chem fuel, metal, chitin, and then all those specimens.
Or things you guys can exchange for other things. Specifically, cargoes are more likely to be accepted as being turned into stakes for your ship. So, say if you wanted to hire a surgeon, you do that. Just a thought if you guys wanted to look through those or anything of the sort. You guys, actually, let me Well, I guess I don't really need to care. Um, for at least the next day or so, activities are pretty. The ships are pretty active during the days. A lot of crews and adjusting and shifting around a lot of tools. You're seeing cannon emplacements being pulled out from below decks and bolted down to ships and whatnot. Crews like moving about. The dragon's screw. You see multiple crew members under the ship, replacing metal plates that surround ramming prow, essentially a sword. And that takes a couple of hands. But you do see one person who seems to be weird inclined, I'll say. Simply lifting metal with their mind and shifting it places. Having magic but not having it being called magic, you know.
It's just Magneto.
High wheel magic.
Right. It's literally magic, but it's not magic.
Don't question it. The more you question, the more confused you get.
Right. All right.
We do love some screws, you know?
Good screw, right? Anyways. Yeah, you guys not much really planned on your guys' end? Unless, again, is there anything you guys want to try and trade for or upgrade your ship with?
I'd love to try and upgrade our ship.
Then do that.
Yeah. Can we trade in some... Ooh. Let's see.
I've been looking through the
What are you wanting to put on?
Trying to see.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're going to want more ornaments.
I mean, that's certainly something that isn't horrible to have.
Yeah, Briars is a little offended. He's like, oh, they don't got a lot of weapons. Like, I want more weapons now.
Yeah, I mean, also, again, undercrews are a great way to supplement for things. They can aid a lot of other tests that you guys are great at. Any of the add-ons, you know, already you saw the problem of not having like spotlights. You can adjust rooms within the ship as well. All things that can be done.
Yeah, like with charts, we could possibly pick up the cartographers as well. Get a chart every time we drop anchor.
So, as long as someone you believe, right? But anyways, okay, those are all things you guys can do.
Well, we still have the saved Arden and saved Mothrin, and I'm not quite sure where they're going to end up going, if they're going to stay on the Glitter Crest or join us.
Who knows?
So I'm so nervous at adding undercrew and having that go to waste when we could have gotten stuff for the undercrew to use instead.
I mean, that's up to you guys. For now, as the days go by again, you repeatedly see the use of several players, and you've come to, at least aboard the Glitter Crest, some sort of directional heading so that everyone, most captains can adjust, well, those who need to adjust the overall speed and direction of the Glitter Crest with little uh, uh, little incoherency. They're very much in sync and understanding of what the players mean.
I'd like to trade in our crate of metal and try and get something. Do you think that would get us a single steak?
Each crate is 1 steak.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. That's what I was thinking.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Probably traded in for some broadside cannons.
Okay. Probably you're going to.
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll add them in.
Yeah.
Remove the however many crates it requires.
We only had a single crate, so.
Oh, I mean, any of the crates are 1 steak. You don't need chem
They
fuel
don't
to
have
get
to
cannons.
make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to make sense for it. It's just we pretty much are trading away this stuff for someone to be like, hey, can you help us with this?
Yeah.
I give you this, you install some cannons.
Yes.
Bada bing, bada bang.
So yeah, exchanging some crates with other ships, you're given some cannons to install into the side of the ship.
Hooray.
I mean, you want these below or above deck?
I believe these ones, I think, are default just below deck since
No.
they're. Oh, okay.
It just says on the whole.
No, they're just broadside cannons.
Okay.
Mm,
That's the main question. Do we want access to these on the top deck or for the undercrew to possibly fire?
so our
Or whoever's down there.
harpoon turret is
At the front of the ship. It's above.
Very front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would probably say also on the upper deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cannons lay along the side of the Scylla's Lullaby above deck. No. Was there anything else you wanted to try and trade for? Did you want to talk to anyone?
Is it the next day or have we gotten a chance?
I mean, it's just a montage is a spanning of time. I'm not giving a day.
Yeah, it doesn't. Montages are just blank nebulous amounts of time.
You can do things in this time.
Okay. I wasn't
Go wild.
sure
Go crazy.
that we were in a montage.
I guess I didn't blatantly say it, but yes. Because yeah, I'm not gonna go through each individual day. Again, unless there was something you really wanted to do on a specific time.
I mean, most of what I need to do is recovery. Almost all of my tracks are full.
Okay.
Briars also may have taken a bit of a beating.
Yeah, these are all true and things that should be taken care of.
So I would like to at least take a day to rest.
Do you want to simply rest, or are you looking to get medical aid?
Rest. I don't need medical aid.
Okay.
These rest would take off how much?
So specifically, healing itself, it does require an appropriate specimen, clears marks from traits or animals. Repairing requires appropriate salvage, clears marks from gears or mechanicals, and then relaxing requires appropriate whisper, clears marks from mires.
Okay. With that, guess I'm gonna be heading over to the root and keel because honestly, I took a little too much damage.
Okay.
I'm sorry, how much for what?
Hmm?
How much recovery do we get per rest?
Well, you have to. It was using materials.
Yeah. So you, for healing, it requires an appropriate specimen and clearing marks from traits. These can be basically considered trading away if you're going to the and you more than just the simple effects of having done it yourself.
Okay.
And then also, I mean, the same note, don't forget you can create things like concocting, cooking, and crafting. You can make things.
Yeah.
That includes literally like gear, temporary tools and equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with you mentioning that, I think I know when I want to end up trading in my milestones. Is that done? I know it makes a track. Can that be? Does that have to be done between sessions, or could it be also done mid
I
session?
mean, it should be technically it can be done. You can make the track midsection, yeah.
Okay.
You'll have to work on it. Yeah, it gets worked on
Yes.
in
Yes.
sessions.
Yes.
Okay.
That much I knew.
Well, are both of you going to the root and keel?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring a golden mane petal.
Okay, I mean, I don't really care which material you use. Just know that each item requires a resource of appropriate environment. The resource can be spent and automatically take the conflict result. So you roll me D6. Yeah. Actually, you went to the keel. Give me +2. So 3d6.
There's 3 total.
Okay. So 6 is heal 2 marks.
Whoa.
And then yeah. I mean, you guys literally have access to
Yeah, I see it now.
heal 2 marks of aspect, ship rating, blah blah, injury track, mire, like that. 4 or 5's conflict, heal 1 mark of any of those, and then anything that's gonna take take damage basically on a double you don't consume from using the item. But since you heal, I'm going to give you double whatever is got. Heal 2, heal 4, if you 1, heal 2.
Hooray!
Because the doctoring crew there efficient at what they do.
Hooray!
Yeah, and I will do the same. I'll use one of the gold main ones to pay for it, pretty much.
Yeah,
since
barter.
we have more of those. So you said 3d6?
Yep.
A5.
So you will cover 2 marks.
Better than where I was.
Fair, fair, fair. Alright. You guys spend a good day and a half simply being tended to. They're very much light work days for you, as the doctor basically orders you rest, having given you bandages and some healing salves, patched you up, given you appropriate foods and things.
Delicious. I'm going to use this time on the rune keel to talk to Dr. Ixtactic and see if there's any like recipes he can share for healing bombs.
If you would like, you can put down a 4-mark track to learn from its tactic.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Okay. Result of that would be a point given to your tend skill.
Perfect.
If you leave the glitter crest before that track is done, we will cancel the track.
Okay.
But yeah. So, I mean, outside of that, is there anything else you guys would like to do? Days.
Well, now that I have traded in my milestones, I'm going to talk to Kokazar.
What did you trade your milestones for?
A track that I'm calling working on it. I'm going to pretty much use it so that my character can learn rattle. At least a point in rattle.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Kokazar, he's been working, banging on the edge. Actually, I need to do that for anyways. Oh, great.
Concern.
Nah, he's having issues getting the boiler to function properly. Seems irritated. Briars. How can I help you? A little busy, but
In fact, I won't be hopefully too much in your way. I was wanting to as an apology sort of way, from what happened in that previous encounter, learn how to possibly fix the ship.
I don't see any reason for apologies or whatnot. But sure, hand me that wrench.
As I hand it over.
You look at a pile of metal tools.
So this is a wrench.
It'll do.
This is gonna be a minute.
Grabs it, adjusts it to fit, and he starts twisting into things, tucking behind the boiler. Yeah, I mean, it would always be nice to have a helping hand getting these repairs done. Boiler's running like shit in terms of, I don't know what's wrong with the filter. We're pumping some pretty bad air right now.
That has definitely been noticed.
Yeah. Outside of that, I got a small jam in the rudder. It's not going to turn as well as it used to. He's going a pretty long tirade of just, honestly, pretty minute issues around the ship. And like the ways he would go about fixing it if it was a submersible. But yeah, so you may make a track for that. If you like, you could spend this time to mark one level.
Will do.
Honestly, same with you, Kat. You may mark the first level of learning and started doing. As you guys go about your days, doing your tasks, and then kind of both of you just kind of studying, being understudies. There is a midday on, been about 5-6 days of travel. A loud horn is blown from the front of the crest. Dragon skew going to blare a loud horn. And immediately the Guttercrest come, you hear multiple like engine kind of kick into a higher burn of whatever fuel types they use. Crews begin running around, loading weapons, manning different parts of the different ships. The crews of the ships on the inner deck, the ones that are a little less combative, you see a lot of them head toward Glittercrest, like itself, and go below deck. Probably some sort of safe room, just in case. What did you guys want to do?
Give me a second to recover. Bear just turned off my PC.
Oh. Well done, Bear.
Dog's got a dog.
Well done, Bear. Nailed it.
Stood on the power button.
We
Dogs,
love
adorable
pets.
little goblins. Adorable
Right?
little goblins.
God, I wish he was a little giant boy.
Love. Yeah, Bear gotta love Bear.
Hey, you love that dog. You leave it alone. What did he just use my PC as a vantage point to see something outside? Yeah. Am I a little annoyed at him? Slightly.
We love. Good dog.
A giant
Clearly-
goofy man.
Clearly, you need to give him his own steps tool / chair. To look
He's
over
already
now.
tall. You're a hussy.
Already.
Just stand. Just stand like a people. Gosh.
All right, so, as they begin to ready themselves and then getting into positions of manning cannons, turrets, multiples with axes and saws. Off the front of the dragon's screw, see multiple hanging off of rigging on the side, hooping and hauling with axes and swords, chainsaws. Several other ships are also very rambunctious. Off on the other side of the glitter crest, you hear the sound of explosions. It seems someone has tossed a few grenades into the preemptively, just as celebratory, like excited.
Wow, they really have fun with hunts, don't they?
It's hunting. Of course we do. Honestly, to be fair, if I knew that there was going to be a party up front, I would have been up there.
As you're saying that, you're shouting from the range's brain for it. The two-footed sting. Looking back at the Scylla's lullaby, you see Tarog bellowing towards you. You might want to arm yourselves. Things get a little hectic on hunting days.
Ballistas and cannons are ready, and I am the only weapon I need.
Bold statement. Turns. You can see kind of the slightest of like smirks on his face. Off in the distance, you can hear before seeing the waves are restless. Whatever's up there is quite active, and the glittercrest is barreling straight towards it.
I make my way. Well, first I turn to Briars and do a slightly understanding nod at him.
I'll keep us in one piece. You said you were heading that way anyways.
I'll never be one to understand those who hunt, but I am happy to have someone who does aboard. So I shan't let your talents go to waste, or let you grow rusty. So please do take good care of us. While we're here enjoying the glitter crest in this, I would like to go help the root and keel during the process, though.
Of course, everyone has a place at a hunt.
Wonderful. Well, don't have too much fun.
I'll try.
I nod once more and I head towards the root and keel.
As you head out there, you hear again dragon screw blowing its large horn. At this point, you can assume it is the call to hunt. Here's the sounds of shouting as it starts from the front and transfers back like a game of telephone. Nearby, you hear someone mention, seems there is a pair of thrumming birds ahead of you. Though they seem to not be alone in whatever it is they are seeking. There is a small murder of manticrows as well that have been circling around the area the Glittercrest is currently heading towards.
Keep your eyes in your heads.
Generally meaning there's probably some sort of corpse up ahead. Manticrows are innately scavengers, and while throwing birds aren't exactly scavengers, they are known to be capable of stripping trees and bark to their core very quickly. That includes anything of flesh.
Delicious.
Mm.
If only little Pot were here, he'd love this. Wipe a little tear.
I'll try to save something that I get.
As the Glittercrest bears closer and closer to destination, sound of cannon fire erupts from the front of the ship, the front of the fleet. Briars, you can see the shots going off in the distance or falling short, kind of flying out as they break branches and shatter trunks in their way and paths. The manticrows immediately break from branches and their flight pattern. Cacophony of noise and an uncanny amount of eyes watching in all directions. Manticrows vary immensely in their size and shape. The mutations they tend to gather make no two manticrows ever the same. You can see a cluster of them slaughtering off with slabs of meat or branch or bone. They've scavenged what they could. Others begin to swoop more towards the Glittercrest, though very quickly picked off by small arms, bursts of scrap cannons firing into the air. You see the occasional crew member throwing a spear, or axe, or knife, simply trying to hit something. From there, you can just barely make out what seems to be colorful backs of the thrumming birds, known for their diamond-hard beaks. As they initially are fairly calm and kind of sitting around, very quickly they dart up into the air as cannon fire erupts around them. These things are big, large, and very easily capable of destroying most tall shanks and ships alike. Their size definitely betrays their agility, as similar to hummingbirds of old, they're very capable of darting back and forth. One of them swoops very quickly over the Glittercrest. Multiple members of different crews taking cover as to not get struck by wing or beak or talon. The other one its dart back and forth in front of the ship, harassing the crew of Screw. What do you do? I guess focus us up.
Well, you said that there is one near us.
One is swooped past the glitter crest. And then the other one is up front. The one up front, you definitely don't have an angle to shoot. The one in the back, you might be able to angle backward.
Well, I'm definitely gonna try to at least get that one.
Alright. So, fire the harpoon.
Release Grace, 2 in Hunt, 1 for the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So a total of 4.
Sure.
2 6s.
You spinning the harpoon launcher around, you turn and just manage to catch a good angle as you fire, and the large bolt sears through the sky, cutting wind and air. Though it doesn't drop the beast in its own state, a very hearty thunk as it slams into the side of the thrumming bird. It squawks and howls. Though it's for but a moment, it shifts and almost staggers out of the sky, catching itself, as well as sight of you.
This is gonna be fun.
Loon, what are you up to? You've run off to the ship, right?
Just arriving to the root and keel, immediately walking up to the captain, doctor, and offering any assistance.
He looks to you and currently I have little need for assistance. But when the beasts strike, we will disperse amongst the ships and find crew in need of help.
I'd love to assist in this, if possible.
We will see if it is needed. Nods and kind of looking around, keeping ever watchful. You actually notice him more watching the edge of the ship than the skies. Constantly peeking over into the forest below rather than seeing if the creatures in the air are an issue. Focus up.
Would I have enough time to ready another
You have
bolt
enough
before-
time to do something cool. That is literally the
will
way
use-
combat works.
That is very true. I'm going to quick load up another bolt. And is there a way for me to taunt this thing closer? Because I just don't want its body to be launched over the edge. I want me my thrumming bird.
Okay.
Let that pile of spiders get them dang birds.
What are you doing?
Could I perchance use Hunt to recall anything I know about these things to get their attention to try to like get it closer?
Sure.
Okay. Now let's see if I remember anything. I remember something. That was a 4.
Yeah, you remember that. I mean, they're still animals, and though they are far overgrown from distant cousins that know, they definitely still enjoy the taste of sweetened, things like honey, other liquids to be absorbed.
Would Little Pot try to kill me for rummaging through a food supply? I'm gonna see if there's anything that I can use to lure it over with that description.
Sure, I mean, one of the supplies in the ship. What are you gonna try and use?
Well, we do have a Goldmane stamen.
That what you want to use?
I'll try it.
Okay, what do you do?
So I guess I'm gonna bring it over to a place where that beast can see it and kind of just set it up into a point in which it can try to approach it.
Okay. Setting up the, grabbing the stamen and putting it out. As you're below deck going to go grab it, you do hear the sound of humming and loud noise. Constant reverberation that now beats against the Zilla's lullaby. You'd hear cannon fire and gunshot cracking. More hooping and hauling as you come back up. Captain Tarog's very quickly shouts, "Watch your head!" As a cannon goes flying over, and you can see it whiz past the thrumming bird as it was coming down to strike the ship. Pulls away as the cannon ball goes flying past it.
I guess that's an upside of being on the shorter side.
Focus up.
I'd like to take a shot at studying the roaming birds for a weakness or flaw.
Sure. I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna get a very similar answer I gave before. Their one kind of like thing is there's still an animal who attracted to sweetened goods, honey pots, things like that. So it's common that they'll get drawn towards that, or you find something sweetly scented, be interested. They are currently engaged though, so it's a little bit harder to lure them towards things.
Okay. Since they're engaged, is there any additional weakness that we could?
One of them is minorly hurt. There is also the murder of Manticore.
Let's study the manticrows instead then.
Okay. I mean, sure. Give me a appropriate roll.
Or 5.
I mean, so it's hard. Manticrows vary so immensely in their size, shape, mutations that an actual weakness, it's not really noticeable. Most of them are about the size of your torso, so they're not horribly large. Most should go down with a decent hit of weapon, shot, or cannon.
Okay.
They do very commonly, as you notice, they mainly do like swooping dive bombs, and on multiple occasions you do see them attempt to grab and lift crew, whether it takes one or multiple manticrows. Is a common thing they're doing.
Okay.
Focus up.
So how close is that thrumming bird now?
It's above the ship. It's above the Scylla's lullaby.
Wonderful.
Hence why they shot at it. As I was saying, it was trying to attack the ship.
Okay. Can the ballista actually aim that high up?
No, it can't aim straight up.
Okay, time for dumber plan. Is there any place in which I could jump and grab it?
Sure, you could attempt to.
Ooh boy. Leave a grand total of really just 2.
Okay.
The vault.
So, jumping at it, you will suffer a cut of 1 due to the extremely fast and heavy winds caused by the beating of its wings. It is a giant hummingbird.
That is very true. Very, very true. Jelly Briar really wants that bird.
Okay.
That is a 2.
Right, as you leap up, you simply jumping from rail to into the air, you don't get very high before the hummingbird simply shifts to the side and, beating its wings a little more fervently in your general direction, blows you very hard back down into the Scylla.
Learning experiences. The ground is hard.
You do suffer 2 marks of damage.
And there goes the medical bill.
You do hear the screech and squawking of the other throwing bird having recently taken some shot and fire, as well as a couple of the manticrows have been cut down. They dead on with deck or down into the tops of the trees. Focus up.
I'm going to rush back to Scylla's lullaby because I remember I have some rot fluid on the ship, and I'm going to try and use that to get it to help with the distracted thrumming birds.
Sure. You go back and grab it. What are you doing with it?
I'm gonna use chemicokinesis.
Okay.
And turn it into darts. Shooting them at definitely the injured one, as well as
That's the one that's over the Zillow's level.
yeah. Shoot it at that guy.
Okay. So have you go and honestly, I assume the vials were on you, but yeah. Simply going and recovering the last of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Roll me an attack.
Let's see. Precision. Psychokinesis and yeah, I think just the two. Wahoo! A 6.
The darts fly out and spatter against the thrumming bird. The innate impact doesn't seem to do a whole lot, but it is now covered in some of the gunk. It's flight. You do notice it gets a little confused. Darts back and forth a couple of times, almost looking for something. In doing so, once again, the upper deck of Scylla is assailed by heavy gusts of wind. Both of you mind rolling me some means of keeping yourself stable and or not getting blasted about. And describe me what you're
doing. In my graceful ability, I'm going to try and grab one of the ropes adhered to the side of the ship, or to the railing of the ship.
Reach for a rope and simply attempt to grasp and hang on.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just this guy. Nope.
Okay. And Briars.
I guess I will also attempt to hang on tight.
Okay.
Because last thing I want to be is in the trees. Again. Unfortunately, I think at best only have one dice.
One?
Yeah, I don't really have much for brace.
I mean, aren't you literally just strong? You have additional limbs? Little things you can mark.
I guess I could use the...
You could use your trade aspects to do these things too.
I forget that I can use my aspects as advantages as well to my dice rolls.
Would you like to use one or mark one if you would like?
I will mark one to add an additional dice.
What are you using?
I'm using my ersatz limbs to grapple, and oh boy, it's still not working well. Trying to use my extra limbs to hold on.
No.
Though neither of you
That's a
go
one.
flying off the ship, that was never the goal of the Thrumming Bird to begin with. You were simply assailed once again by heavy, fluttering wings. It's almost like getting shot by an air cannon as it swoops by and blast focused pockets of air at you, suffering 2 marks of damage. With that, more cannon fire, more hooping and hollowing, and a cheer goes out as the other Thrumming Bird, in a dart of back and forth fluttering, its head is removed. The crackling sound of cannon fire, clean shot, and it simply stops and collapses down into the forestry. Immediately you see multiple crews literally jump off their ships. It seems they're over the body or something. With that, a lot of attention is now turned towards the Scylla's Lullaby, as some crews begin to open fire, but others can just stand there and watch. This is up.
Your turn, Brian.
You can take focus multiple
Yeah, it
times.
can be different.
I just had it.
Yeah, you can take it again. You can.
I shot a cool little dart at the Thrumming Bird.
Don't forget, there's also
Honestly,
reactions you can take in response to other people's stuff.
Yes. Can you by chance distract it? For a moment.
I should be able to, yeah. Let's use chemical-kinesis again.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to give me a second. Let's try and use it on some of this mushroom chitin. See if that distracts them enough.
Fair, but that is not a liquid.
That's true. I'd have to cut it with like a water, wouldn't I?
Mm-hmm. You have to blend it. You'd have to mash it or blend it into a liquid of some sort.
We do have a jug of ichor in the cargo.
Do you think that would be sweet enough, though? I don't think that would be sweet at all.
Mainly, I will say mainly, Briar's just needs its attention off of him.
That's true. All right.
Anything to agitate it enough to be distracted is enough.
If we need
You
attention.
can throw a
All right.
rock if need be.
I'm gonna use the stink leaf paste instead. So we're not gonna use chemical-kinesis. I'm going to open this final vial of stink leaf paste. And I'm gonna throw it into the trees.
The trees or somewhere nearby?
I would, because I doubt this thing is going to go towards the stink. But I think a sudden whiff of this horrible concoction, if it manages to land.
I'm gonna throw it at it. I'm gonna throw it at the Thrumming Bird.
Sure.
Get distracted, Stinky. You smell. What's that smell? It's you.
Alright, throw it.
Alright. What do I do? Grace. Alright, I am going to mark Elegant Wings and jump up and do this as well, just to give me a little bit extra oomph.
You're flying up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wahoo!
And you
And 4.
spreading your wings and fluttering up into the sky, you get as close as you can try to get with the thrumming bird as you toss the vial. It does clatter and break against its feathers, and and it does seem a bit distracted, a little put off by the scent that now permeates from its own body, but it doesn't deter it from attempting to eat the bug that's down front. It darts forward with its beak straight at Loon.
So Briars was getting up to at least a vantage point, and now this thing is diving. That is perfect timing, as he is going to try to jump on this thing's back and hit it as hard as he physically can.
Okay. How are you doing that?
There's got to be at least some higher vantage point. Is there anything like either maybe where our helm is?
I mean, it's a little bit taller. Loon flew.
That is very true. You're now very much up there.
I'd also like to
Branch
re-emphasize on. I was gonna say, I'd like to re-emphasize on the agility of these creatures that I've described multiple times.
I was kind of hoping for the distraction to might be able to help. Okay, a second option then, with how it's moved, is it in line of sight of the ballista?
It is currently like barreling down on Loon. So wherever Loon might be is where it is. I will say, I didn't say focus up, so you're using a reaction, which is a much shorter time than an action.
That is, very much is.
You're reacting to Hummingbird attacking Loon. What do you do?
He's at least going to try to see if he can aim the ballista and shoot.
Alright.
I feel safe.
With as quick as possible, you attempt to fire the ballista up at the throat. Make an attack roll out of 1.
Okay, so that'll bring it down to a 3. 2 4s.
No. A cut. You roll the full dice,
no, I
but
forgot,
a cut. Yeah, a cut is actually used.
Yeah, so I forgot. So I will roll an extra dice and would have been 3 4s.
Sure.
And a
Give
2.
it to you this time.
Apologies, I forgot.
Twisting and firing, though it's not the cleanest shot. The bolt skims past the side of the thrumming bird, and it just keeps going. It's lost somewhere out into the verdant green, knocking ever so slightly off its course. Loon, would you like to attempt to dodge or parry or something?
I would love to attempt to dodge or parry or something.
Okay.
I am going to use Elegant Wings one more time with grace and try and do a little burst of extra, like a really quick flutter of my wings to try and avoid contact.
Sure.
Whee!
I do it +1.
Yeah! Look at me.
What?
I'm so graceful.
Bow. Oh, yeah. So yeah, you to be fluttering out of the way. The sudden adjustment of its speed and angle, you manage to burst away from the charging thrumming bird. Swoops past and chip again, doing its best to right itself. Another cacophony of noise and not just cannons but also cheering. See some of the are excitedly, more excitedly watching attempted to my brain can't think of the dudes who the bull charges shit.
Matadors.
Matador, yeah. You simply formed like a matador to a thrumming bird, something that's probably 4 times your size.
Yeah, I'm just 4'8". and 10 years old. Get absolutely dodged by a 10-year-old.
Alright, focus up.
Trying to think of what else Briars can do, but his stats do not give him much leeway.
So I'd like to remind all equipped with simple blade, grappling hook, some means of covering your face, as well as things on the ship.
Lovely.
You can throw things, you shout.
Where's the thrumming bird now?
It's still floating around the Scylla's lullaby.
I'll take focus one more time if that's okay.
All good there.
And use chemicokinesis to try and mark the liquids that are splashed upon it. And essentially use them to squeeze and crush the thrumming bird.
There's probably not enough liquid on it to do that. So
Not
just,
even like strangle it? Come on.
not really.
Fine.
I'd also kind of put that down, like, that's a fairly complex maneuver with liquid.
Okay. Instead, I shall try and, as I'm heading back down, pull out my bone blade and try and get a hit.
In a dogfight with a thrumming bird?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the sky, might as well.
Yeah. What were you doing? Yeah.
I'm going to, after dodging, do a little twist to face the thrumming bird and angle my body so that as I'm gliding down, I'm gliding at a slightly faster speed. Pull out my bone blade and essentially make myself a little arrow. Beep, boop, and 3.
All right. Yeah, you turn yourself into a little dart as the throwing bird swoops by. You simply twist your body, flutter of wings and color, and basically drill yourself through the air. The throwing bird slamming into its back. Your blade finds its home in its feathers, squawks and squeals, and begins to attempt to jolt around to get you off.
Oh, I'm gripping on tight to that little bone blade, and it's in you, baby. So just take it.
Would you like to actually attempt to grip on tight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me an appropriate.
I think it's just one on this one. I think I just have grace.
All right.
I got 4.
Yeah. You got 4. As you you cling onto your sword, though it itself is embedded very well into drumming bird and its feathers, and your body isn't. It's tossed back and forth, and even gets caught a little bit by the drumming bird's wings. Arc of damage as the very fast beating kind of slams you around back and forth.
Mark taken.
Focus up.
Well, I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
Ryers is going to try to use the grappling hook to possibly latch onto something to it.
Yeah. What is that something?
Either a talon, its beak, something solid enough in which it will, or if he's lucky, into its flesh to latch it on tight.
Yeah. I would say the grapples aren't really weaponized, they're not sharp enough to pierce skin. They're mainly meant for traversing the branches, but they attempt to throw it at something, again, like you're saying, foot, a talon, or its beak, or something like that.
Okay. Something solid enough.
Yeah. I'd say whatever you're doing, you free to add hunt to that.
Okay. Grace for precision. Does the tool bump, using a tool bump it up any?
Sure. Using a tool.
Okay. Will be 4 dice. So only a 4, but doubles.
Oh yeah, you throw the grappling hook up, and it latches onto. I guess technically I do need. It latches onto a talon. And very quickly you find yourself off the Scylla's lullaby.
I can work with this.
Though its flight isn't clean, far from, as it struggles under the weight of both of you, as well as its previous injuries. The thrumming bird is not giving up without fight. Focus up.
Alright. I'm going to, whilst upon the thrumming bird, take my grappling hook.
Mm-hmm.
And attempt to wrap the roping of the grappling hook around the thrumming bird, getting it stuck in its wings and seeing if it can entangle it.
All right. So you're gonna just kind of toss the grappling hook at the wings and see if it sticks.
Yeah, do like a little spin. I mean, I'm already,
Understandable. I just want to notate this is a giant hummingbird. Their wings flap at a speed where it's practically invisible.
I'm hoping to use that to my advantage.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an attempt with a cut of 1.
So what is that? 2. So we're adding a cut. And we're rolling 2. Yeah.
You throw the grappling hook and it collides with the wings. It doesn't manage to tangle, but just simply impacting. You notice for but a moment the wing slows. Just enough again, the hummingbird kind of tilters and does its best to rewrite itself. You do notice the bolt that's still lodged in its side, tossed down towards the wings. As it does so, Bryce, you find yourself veering very quickly towards the side of the two-footed sting, as the thunderbird darts back and forth in an attempt to remove you from your latch.
Okay. Is it going to try to swing me into something?
You are currently sliding. You're currently swinging towards the side of a solid boat.
I will attempt to climb further up the rope so that I will not be swung into it, and hopefully, be above it. Because I doubt the bird would like to slam into the side of the boat either. So that would be Vault, since that is climbing, Grace, and I will use my arachnid mobility for a bit of advantage there. 5, 4, and a 1.
Right. You begin climbing up, and though most of you is out of the way, it does still manage to catch your legs, basically slamming your knees into the railings of the sting. You can see blatantly the crew as you slam into it. They don't make any move to catch you or anything. They're literally
Yeah, I expected
wanting
as
the
much.
show. You suffer mark of damage.
Cool. Did that fully shake me off, or am I still holding on?
You're still holding on.
Thank goodness.
I would have told you blatantly if you fell off.
Fair.
Yeah. As you come kind of flopping across, though the sting isn't aiding much, you hear again more hooping, hollering, and suddenly an explosion as some of the other crews have finally arrived to bring down the beast. And some of them have less than accurate weaponry.
I'm still on
no.
this thing.
We both are.
Like, I'm actively
This is
on
going
its
to
back.
With the explosion, a flash of light and shrapnel, again squawks and very much surprised by the sudden noise and light as it again begins to kind of tilt her, and it flutters a little bit closer down toward Scylla's Lullaby's deck. Focus up.
Okay. Ryers wants to finish this.
Get it, Brian.
As he is going to at least try to climb up close enough in which he is able to hit this bird pretty much under the ribs.
Birds have ribs.
Possibly?
I don't know the anatomy of a bird. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, make me a combat roll with a cut of 2.
Cut of 2, lovely.
You neither have the footing or the balance to properly punch this.
Okay, because I at least have 2 for break. This would definitely count for teeth and powerful blows, so that's 4 dice with a cut of 2. That's 2.
Woof.
Big woof.
As you begin your climb, immediately it's far more difficult to get up than you had hoped it would be. As you struggle to cling to the rope of your grapple, you don't get far up the rope before you have to put all hands to work staying on. As more hooping and hollering and bolts and arrows come flying up from the ships, the hummingbird turns to begin leaving. And it very quickly begins to dart away. Scylla's
God, I'm still on this thing.
focus up.
All right. Well, I'm here. I will do one last stitch effort. And I'm gonna use my bone blade that's in this bird and essentially try and commit seppuku upon this bird.
Just drag the blade across.
I'm just gonna, try and disembowel it.
Okay. This is definitely a feat of strength to drag that blade across.
Lovely. I am but a small 10-year-old.
It's really weird you keep mentioning your age.
It's very important. Look at how much I've accomplished in such a short time.
That's half the life of a Mothra, and honestly, it's not that short.
You're middle aged. Stop having a midlife crisis.
I'm a child and a toddler.
For an ardent. Only for an ardent.
Right. So, what are you doing?
I'm trying to cut this thing up.
Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a feat of strength to drag your blade across. It's not a small creature, nor is it skin thin. Honestly, it's probably hack.
Which I definitely don't have. Yeah, the most I could use on this is, again, Grace, because of the precision.
I'd argue if it was precision? Stabbing it definitely would be. But you're trying to drag a blade that's half embedded into essentially a drumming dragon.
Mm-hmm. Then would I just have a single die from the blade itself?
If you don't have hack, probably. Hack or hunt would also probably be a viable.
We got one, so hooray. Let's hope. I got 3.
Your blade doesn't. As you go to pull and drag it, it shifts a little bit, and obviously it causes some unease in the bird. It doesn't give you that cutting drag effect you were very much hoping to get out of it.
Guess I'm flying off with this thing. Team Rocket.
Blasting off again.
Yes, at this point, the throwing bird is
Bye-bye.
no longer above Scylla's little fly. Focus is up.
Rise is going to take this moment, see that he's above the trees, and go, well, if I'm going down, I'm going to try to take this with me. I want a trophy. He is going to at least attempt to climb up and see if he can get to the captain and the blade.
Sure. It's gonna again be at a cut of 2. This thing is not a stable platform to climb.
Ooh. Oh wait, I cannot read. I don't take cut from difficulty when climbing because of arachnid mobility.
Yeah.
So I will just roll 2. A5.
Alright, it's a struggle. Even with extra arms. And yeah, you begin to climb up its belly, up its side. As it does so, it does flick out its claws, scratching at you just that little bit. Suffer damage.
Okie dokie.
At this point, the hooping and hollering has stopped, and from the cheers of excitement, instead you begin to hear the shouts of, "Let go!" Focus up.
just gonna jump off and float down, I guess.
Alright. You pull your blade from the thrumming bird and simply glide off. You naturally can glide, right? You don't need anything for that. It's flight.
Naturally.
Yeah, you naturally glide. Yeah. You very safely make it back to the Scylla's lullaby. As you land, one of the crew of nearby ships looks at you and says, y'all are crazy staying on that thing out there.
What are wings for if not to travel a bit further than normal?
I mean, I've never seen a Mothran fly, so I don't know. Him, on the other hand, as he points out to Briar's, now a decent distance from Scylla's lullaby. Briars, what are you doing?
Bye, Briars.
I'm assuming I am nowhere near the wound that dagger left.
I mean, it's a sword, actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was.
You would have to climb past its face.
You could try and, grab onto the harpoon that's still there. Isn't that on the underside?
Yeah, I did notate that it's lodged in its side.
I guess the one last hurrah of Briar's, at least for this, is he's going to try to just grab onto the harpoon and maybe fling this thing into the trees with him. If not, if he can't grab on, well, he was gonna jump off anyways.
Alright. Attempt to grab and pull, I guess.
What would that even be?
I mean, so what are you doing? Again, describe what you're physically doing.
He is going to leap over with whatever amount of strength that he has onto the harpoon and just hang on to it, hopefully. If it doesn't immediately cause this thing to move, he'll just drop it.
Okay. I mean, leaping is definitely going to be a feat of grace.
Yes. And vault is jumping.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, cannot attempt to hit the harpoon for any damage.
I mean, you could certainly attempt to do that rather than grabbing it.
Well, screw it. It's the one thing that he's been good with so far is hitting it directly then.
Yeah, you can attempt to simply punch it away. Now, that would basically result in you jumping off of it, 100%.
Yeah, he's gonna go with that.
Okay.
So, just say... So, I'm assuming that would be break for hitting it? Or would it still...
Sure.
Okay.
I mean...
And at least...
Yeah, I mean, this is basically because it's relying on fists and stuff.
Yeah. And that I can at least use teeth for destruction.
Do it with a cut of 1 again. Thing is...
Makes sense. Oh, good heavens.
Well, I mean, certainly be worse, right?
Yeah, I at least got the double.
As you leap towards, leap off the chest of the thrumming bird and attempt to slam your fist into the harpoon, you catch nothing. Your fist twists, your body goes with it, and it's just air. As you quickly plummet down into the branches and leaves. You've dismounted.
Yeah.
It definitely isn't the softest landing, but mostly up here it is patches of thicker plant life. Nothing major in terms of damage, but the throwing bird definitely squawks and flutters off as best as it can with its injuries. And it disappears into the horizon. Well, disappears into the green. Dives down below.
Oh, now you dive, you bastard.
And yeah, it's gone, and you're definitely a decent distance from the Glimmer Crest.
I at least have a point in wave walking.
Give me a wave walking as you attempt to get back to the ship.
Double fours.
Even through exhaustion, you push yourself to get closer. It isn't long until you see a small skiff come from one of the ships. And a small rescue team comes and pulls you out of the verdant seas. One of them looks at you, and Ek just looks down at you. I will say we've definitely had some crazier members aboard the ship. I don't know if that was stupid or brave, but either way, at least you're not dead, right?
There is that. And the word you're looking for is stubborn.
Yeah.
Stubborn's the word.
That's what you want to call it?
That's what I will always call it.
Yeah, Ek just turns the gift back towards the glitter crest.
Oh, and petty. Very petty.
You're kind of just digging a hole there, aren't you, friend?
I do this when I can't kill something.
As you get back, those little, different crews have gone back to areas to work on repairs. Several teams are working on gathering up corpses, specifically mantis crows, the thrumming bird that fell into the verdant waves has been being leashed and pulled back up aboard. There's I get another kind of cacophony of excitement and rowdiness as different crews go about their Captain, it's tech. It's tech. It's tech. Jesus Christ. Names.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Tactic.
Yeah, it's tactic. And his crew are going about the ship. But the ships. Checking on people. There's a few other small vehicles going about the seas. Not only grabbing corpses, also pulling out anyone who was thrown overboard by the mantis crows. Mantis crows. Mantis crows. People are excited. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to hide my melancholy and head back to the rune keel.
Yeah, you head back to the rune keel.
Yeah.
It's pretty busy. What are you doing here?
I'd like to help.
attempting to help.
Mhm.
Specifically, the captain kind of directs you towards people.
Mhm.
Realizing your skills in actual medical attempts are low. Obviously not
I have one
useless.
tend.
I know, so I said low, not useless. um, he has you applying simple bandages and whatnot in places of rest. Um, yeah. As you're tending to once again, in there's a weird kind of vibe in the you suddenly hear the blaring of followed by the firing of red flares. Immediately, Captain, it's it's tactic. Uh, looks up and barks order to his crew. You hear that order repeated on multiple ships. And it's done. Anchors are dropped into the verdant sea. The glitter crest comes to full stop as in front of it a gaping hole depths below the trees. Top a flurry of ruins, rocks, whatnot. A long rotting corpse of Leviathan lays kind of slunched and broken over the tops of what only be old world buildings. Somebody get Captain Ozbeka. We've discovered a new ruin. With that, the session here.
Okie dokie.
Congratulations, you guys wrestled a bird.
We attempted to.
Hey, you definitely did wrestle it. Not to death, but you wrestled it. Yeah. It is what it is. You won't always get to kill things that you encounter. They're animals. They will want to live.
Yep.
I just wanted to learn to make stuff.
Fair, and it takes time to learn.
No.
Also, looking at my aspects, Briars is going to get to know a lot of people in the Root and Keel for a hot minute.
Also, you don't need to know how to make things to make concoctions. If you just start mixing stuff, you'll get things.
Yeah, but that goes against my drives. I need to learn stuff.
I mean, you,
Well, you
learn
learn by
by
experimenting.
Yeah, you learn by experimenting. That is part of it. But definitely feel free to do experimentations and just blend and mix things.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you have like the poison glands and things, the firefly bulbs as well. Like you have things of interest, and you can always find more. Trade for more. And on the same day, I would consider whispers also something of interesting research for you. Yeah. Hope you all had fun today. It is definitely unfortunate we didn't get either of the other 2 players, but it is what it is. Things happen. People get busy. Only 10 years old, plenty of time to learn. No, she's literally half dead.
I'm half dead.
Mothrin lived to be about 20.
20.
You know, it's a short life, and I just wanted to use it to help others.
Mothrin lived very short lives.
So I'm out here, you know, wrangling birds like I'm a cowboy.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying when she's like, I'm only 10. It's like, stop saying that you're a fully grown adult in your species.
No.
You're having a midlife crisis. Calm down.
No, I'm 10. What am I doing with my life? I should be having children.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of like put yourself in the situation where you're more capable of researching, stuff like that, or if you wanted to try and learn a little bit more there, use your Srinskito, just get some samples off it. Don't even fight the bird. There is lots you can do. Never forget that. I will do my damnedest to not just say no to things. But yeah. With that, my friends, I'm going to finish up on my end. Blast. Faces.
Bye, chat.
Yeah. Get you nerds
Bye-bye.
later. Bye. Alright, chat. It's been a blast. But with that, we are going to be finishing up here. I might stream later tonight. We'll see. I know I'm going to be doing a lot of Monster Hunter. See what happens. Also, I do want to do some Next Fest demos, but if Steven is not feeling well, then I don't have the people I wanted to play them with. There it goes. Yeah. We do Wildsea every Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. PST. You'll find me here running this game. We also do Fabulous Ultima on Saturdays, though it is on a small hiatus due to a player being away and them kind of being the focus of the opening events. So it happens. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, I do a lot of variety gaming, strategy, tactics, first-person shooters, you name it, I play it. So we're gonna be doing some Monster Hunter here soon. Very, very excited to be doing that. As well as Due Process just got a huge boost to its community. Very excited to be playing that. Tons of other things. Anyways, I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer. I love your faces. I love your butts. Sadly, the tavern doors will be closing, my friends. So finish your drinks, ladies and gentlemen. And until next time, bye-bye.